class. I want to talk to you guys today about physical education in high school. During all my years of junior high and high school, after recess wasn't a part of the daily life anymore, I have noticed a lot of my family members, friends, acquaintances, classmates started becoming overweight and out of shape. Most to if not all, their physical activity was gone. They had just been sitting around doing their classwork because it wasn't required anymore, so they didn't take the time out of their day to do anything like that. Most people would take a walk home or do little things like that, like walk home, walk to school. That's never really enough. All high schools should require physical education all 4 years of the student's high school career. In my time up here, I'd like to go over why schools should require PE, how PE will help you in the long run, and how it relates to stress relief. The California Department of Education Code 51222 states that all students receive a minimum of 400 minutes of physical activity every 10 days of school. That boils down to about 40 minutes a day. According to the American Heart Association, there's about a 33% obesity rate in children. In schools, cafeteria food, which is contributing to the obesity rate in students, has been modified and changed with better foods that were healthier, were better for the students, and easier to make for schools. So then it could help with the obesity rate issue. Vending machines that had soda are replaced with fruit juice, water, and sports drinks. And then the next big change that could possibly be in effect would be physical activity. Although recess was present until the 7th grade, students began becoming less worried, I would say, about the playing and more worried about socializing, like sitting and talking with your friends, and having more fun, instead of going and playing kickball, going on swings, going running around with your friends. So in junior high, there's about 40 minutes to a period. So it boils down to about 20 minutes of actual physical activity, aside from taking roll, changing your clothes, and leaving time after that to take roll again in some cases, and then change back into your clothes. During physical activity, people often do not think about the long-term effects, or do not think about the short-term effects in the sense of being fatigued and tired. They think about, right now this is fun. This is fun, so I want to do this. Like, if you're playing a game of kickball with your friends, and none of your friends are tired, but you're tired, you're not going to say, I'm tired. You're going to want to play with them because that's the fun thing to do. But if people should focus on the long-term effects, which are prolonged weight control. It increases your chance of fighting off infections and conditions, and improves your mood, boosts energy, and it helps you get better night's rest and sleep. According to Anxiety and Depression Association of America, 14% of people use exercise to cope with stress. So added on to all those benefits of weight control, better sleep habits, better moods, stress is one of the big benefits that are fixed by physical education. Stress is caused by neurotransmitters in the brain firing very rapidly and very fast at a bunch of time at all times. The way that physical activity and physical education helps that is that when you're doing physical activity or any type of sport, your brain releases these things called endorphins. Endorphins are natural painkillers in the brain, and what it does when you're sore, people say when you're sore, play sports. If girls have cramps, play sports. And the reason because the endorphins in your brain are natural painkillers, and they'll be released throughout your whole body, so you won't feel the pain and you won't be paying attention and focusing on the pain. So that is the same thing with stress. When you're stressed, all your senses, you just think about everything more. Like your breathing is faster, your heart rate's faster, you're getting hot, you're sweating. So then during all those symptoms, when you start playing sports, they kind of start gradually going away because of the endorphins in your brain. Education Code 51241 states local schools may exempt students from any 2 years of physical education in grades 10, 11, and 12. This means that only 2 years of physical education are required by law. Aside from the physical benefits, PE helps students in the classroom. The National Center for Biotechnology Information reports that after PE, students paid more attention and completed more on-task behaviors. Also, physical education is kind of a reset button for students. It tells you, it's kind of a reset in the sense of when you go out and play, it's not so much thinking, memorizing, and doing stuff. It's more like having fun, getting relaxed from studying, from memorizing, from learning things all day. If students were more informed about the long-term effects of physical education, then they would be more likely to participate in PE for all 4 years of school. All 3 of my points were just a few of the benefits of PE in all 4 years of high school. Obesity rate will decrease. Long-term benefits such as improvement and defense against infections and stress relief. In my time up here, I hope I've informed you as to why PE should be mandatory all 4 years, 9th through 12th grade. I also hope you can take this information and be informed and better inform others. Thank you.
All right, well, we didn't have our peer evaluator didn't come in, so we'll just have to do with my comments. But before I give my comments, can you all just pass me the eval forms that you filled out during her presentation? Thank you. I wouldn't want you to be biased by comments that I made. What's that? Can you be next? Probably. All right, Shawnee, I like the topic. You've got a very clear statement of what your purpose is. I like that. But you start off telling us what the topic is before you start with your story. Start with the story. That's the attention device. Pull us in a little bit and then tell us what the topic is and then tell us what your argument is. You've got that just a little bit backwards. It's like you're giving us the title page of your report at the very beginning, and that's not what you want to do. You want to come in, with the story first. You guys see movies, right? The title for the movie is usually not the very first thing they put up. They've got an opening section, they've got a cold open, and it pulls you into the story, and then they give you the stuff. That's kind of what we're looking at, something like that. And I've seen other people doing it, so I'm just pointing it out because it's right in front of me right now. It's pretty well organized. I think you've got distinctive supporting points. You've got a problem-solution structure that you've got set up here. I think that your solution is good. I do think you need to tell us a little bit more about how much more activity we need to have than we're currently having. Why, how can we extend it past that particular time period? I mean, it's good for kids also. I mean, that's something that you definitely are talking about. That's kind of your focus there. But maybe there's a way to develop so it's something that would continue past school as well. I thought you did a pretty good job citing your sources in the presentation. There are some pieces of factual data that get presented that I don't think there's big dispute about, but that don't necessarily get a source citation. But other things usually do get some kind of citation, so you're pretty consistent about that. I think you could use a few more emotional appeals in this, talking about why we really need to worry about this. Kids who are getting sick, some kids who get bullied, a story about people who aren't doing well in class, or for example, when you're talking about success, we need a positive visualization. So you're talking about the kids who, they get that break in the day because they're playing sports. Well, recall an experience of yours or somebody else, if you've got a story that's included in there, that makes it a little bit more interesting and engaging as opposed to kind of keeping it at a technical level. And I think that would work well. Your presentation, there are good things and bad things. I think you do a pretty good job not being overly reliant on the notes. You talk to us for the most part. You're fairly fluid when you're speaking to us. but you have a tendency to look up, look down, look to the side. You need to engage the audience a lot more, and we should be dancing because you've got the good feet for doing that. You're moving all over the place the whole time you're speaking. That's where all of your anxiety is coming out. It's like, I'm nervous here, I'm nervous here, I'm nervous here. So you gotta think about that a little bit more. You gotta plant your feet, take control of the situation, and then when you move, you want to make that a purposeful movement. I'm emphasizing a new idea here, or I'm changing the subject at some point, so that your movement doesn't just seem like it's random anxiety, that sort of thing. It's you're in the spot, that kind of thing. Okay? All right, thank you.